See, these are the things that I should do research on before I start a video. Hi guys, my name is Mishania and welcome to Mishania Reads. Yeah, I'm doing it. I wanted to start a YouTube channel about books for a while. I had a book blog that I was really deep into, I think around 2012, 2013, called Bookmark for Later. It went through a lot of different names and then I finally settled on Bookmark for Later, which actually I have not named this channel yet. So I kind of like Bookmark for Later. I might keep that name. I'll have to search. It'll either be Mishania Reads or Bookmark for Later. I have another channel called Mishania's Abode, so I kind of wanted to keep with the theme, but I still love me some Bookmark Later. Anyway, I'm not going to do too much of an intro. I will link my intro video for my home decor channel and you can learn a little bit more about me there. I just want to get into this. Yeah. Now, don't be fooled. This is not the Kindle cover. I just went online and found this image and saved it. I do not plan on buying this book. And now that I'm seeing my books in the corner, I'm kind of like, I want to complete it, but I hate this cover. And this is why we're here. This cover, what's happening here? I have so many questions. One, who in the room thought this was a good idea? Let me premise this by saying, I love Twilight. I love Twilight. Twilight is the book that got me back into reading. I remember I grew up reading a lot with my grandmother, and that's one of, actually don't have a lot of fun memories of my grandmother, but that's one of the good ones. I've always been an avid reader, and then at some point I just kind of fell off. Fast forward to college, I meet my best friend and she tells me about this book, this Twilight book, and I was hooked. I was so hooked. There's so many good memories that I have with Twilight, not the movies because those were gross, but the books, I don't know, there's just so much nostalgia with that book. I remember when, I think it was Breaking Dawn, and I actually can't remember. I was like, as I was setting these up, I was like, is Eclipse the last book or Breaking Dawn? I'm pretty sure it was Eclipse, and I did not want to be bothered looking it up, so I just did it in this order. But I remember when Breaking Dawn came out, we pre-ordered, actually, now I'm thinking that Breaking Dawn was number 4, huh? That makes sense. Let's just rearrange that. Obviously, that story jogged my memory because, as I was saying, I just remember us being on summer break. So she was in Maryland, I was in New York, obviously staying with my family because we couldn't stay on campus, and we had pre-ordered Breaking Dawn, which is why I remembered that it was the last book, because it was so exciting. So we pre-ordered it, we got it the day it came out, or even maybe the day before it came out, because we pre-ordered it on Amazon. I can't remember, but I remember us like texting back and forth and waiting for the book to come. I think she actually went to the release and met Stephenie and got her book the night before, and then I got my book on release day, and I read this gigantic book in one day, and then we called each other and we were like talking about it. We were so excited about it. So it has really good memories, and like I said, Twilight is really what got me back on track to reading. Anyway, back onto this, and because I don't want to hold my tablet the entire time, I'm just gonna do a thing here. My first issue with this is, why the pomegranate? Why the pomegranate? I don't get it. You could have gone anywhere with this. I am thinking that the pomegranate is supposed to represent like the image of a brain, but in like a very cool, like quirky, like, oh my gosh, isn't this so smart way? I don't know. I didn't look into what people are saying about this cover. I don't care enough. Besides, I do not like this cover. I get it. It's red. It's going with the rest of the theme. You could have really done anything. There's so many things that are red. So many things that you could have done with this cover. I don't get the pomegranate, but if you were gonna go, if you hear shaking in the back, I have a dog and she likes to make a lot of noise when I'm making these videos. Anyway, if you were gonna go with the pomegranate, why not a better picture? They got any old pomegranate and just like cut it. And maybe that was the point. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be perfect, but I just don't get it. I don't get it. My second thing is beyond the cover, why? Just why? Why? Like I said, I started reading these books in 2008. Why is this a thing that's happening? I understand that. I think, if I can remember correctly, Stephenie started this like 12 years ago. At some point somebody leaked it, and I think the person who leaked it was somebody that she knew, and so she kind of like stepped completely back from it. She was hurt, which I totally get. Like, if I trusted someone and they did me dirty like that, I'd be super hurt. I probably would have stepped back from it too. But maybe fully stepping back from it, I just don't know why we need this. I think the whole, oh, back then for sure, the whole like, oh, okay, now we're gonna do it from the other person's point of view. I know Colleen Hoover did it. Hoover? Yeah, pretty sure it's Hoover. She did it. I really liked it. There's a couple of authors that I have that I love the book, and they did the other point of view, and I'm just like, I don't need this story. The story already ended for me. I don't need it. It's kind of like when if I watch the movie before I read the book, I don't need the book at that point. I already know the ending. So it's just not entertaining to me. I get that some people like that. I just don't know if we're there yet still. I don't know why we need this. I understand that she put a lot of work into it, and she wanted to put that out and kind of put it out in her way with a cover, with an actual book. She worked hard on it. When I saw it, I was just like, what is this? I didn't even know it was coming out, but why are we being presented with this? But I will say that from the things that I've seen, people are excited about it. It's so interesting, and it's not just like young people who are excited about it. It's people like me that read it back in the day and we're like now super excited to read it. I'm not like a Twilight person anymore. But I get that there are other people who are like, that's kind of like Harry Potter in that way. I don't get it, but maybe it's not for me to understand. I just needed to get that out. However, I will say, I am excited for people who are going to discover this book for the first time. I just remember this meaning a lot to me, in not that it spoke anything to my life or meant anything like on a deeper level, but I just remember my best friend and I connecting over this thing and having those moments where we spent hours talking about it or reading it together and being super excited about it together. And like I said, getting back into reading because of this book, because of how excited I was about this story. I wanted to read more stories. I wanted to take in other people's stuff. And I've been on that path for 12 years now. So I'm excited for hopefully younger kids discovering this now and getting into reading and like understanding the story. And it'll be nice because I won't feel so old talking about, oh yeah, Twilight, and them looking at me like, okay girl, that was so 2008. So I'm excited for that. And because I'm so excited for that, I am going to do a video on books that I was led to because of Twilight. Firstly, on the young adult side of things, I guess young adult, new adult, there's some that could be categorized as new adult, and on the adult side of things. So I'm thinking Gina Showalter, J.R. Ward, Cressy Cole, those people. Like Twilight definitely led me down that path to those authors. So I'm gonna do 2 separate videos talking about those books, and those are also like older books. So these aren't newer books, those are older series. I think a couple of them are they're still writing books for those series, but I want to keep on the path of, hey, if you liked these books, you'll like these books that were also from that time, you know, and maybe we can make those a comeback too. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.